All right, good morning, everyone. I'd like to call to order the meeting of the New York Empowerment Zone Corporation for today, Tuesday, December 18th, 2018. My name is Holly Light, and I will be serving as the chair for this meeting representing Howard Zemsky and New York State. All meetings of the NYEZC directors are public meetings, and members of the public are welcome to ask questions after each presentation. Those comments should be focused on matters raised by the presentation itself. 2 minutes are allotted for comments from individuals and up to 4 for individuals representing organizations. Following a question and answer period, a motion will be made and a vote will be cast. Before we begin with the substantive portion of the meeting, I would like to take a moment to welcome and introduce Sonam Balani. I guess we don't need to introduce you, who is representing Deputy Mayor Alicia Glenn today. I will now ask the directors if anyone has a potential conflict of interest with respect to any of the items on the agenda. If so, I'll ask you to please make an appropriate disclosure on the record at this time, and you may recuse yourself from any discussion or vote with regard to such item. Any conflicts? Okay. All right, hearing none, we will move on. The first item on the agenda is approval of the minutes of July 24th, 2018, meeting of the directors. Any questions or corrections?
No, so move.
Okay, I heard a motion, a second?
Second.
All right, all in favor of passing the minutes?
Aye.
Great, thank you. We'll now move on to having staff from the Upper Manhattan Empowerment Zone present an item proposed by their office. Ghaffar Mohammed, please present the first item for Grameen America.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
My name is Ghaffar Mohammed. I'm the Chief Financial Officer of the Upper Manhattan Empowerment Zone Development Corporation. And I'm here today to ask you to approve a $4 million unsecured loan and $115,000 restricted grant payable to Grameen America. The $4 million unsecured loan is to recapitalize a micro-lending activity in Washington Heights and to finance a micro-lending program in East Harlem. The restricted grant of $115,000 is to assist with the related administrative costs of the micro-lending program in East Harlem. But first, I would like to give you some background on Grameen America. Grameen America is a non-for-profit microfinance organization based in New York and founded by the 2006 Nobel Peace Prize winner Muhammad Yunus. Grameen applies the group lending model, which requires prospective borrowers to form 5 member groups that meet once a week for 5 weeks. While members are individually responsible for their loans, they are expected to provide assistance to their peers where needed, developing a social network of voluntary mutual support. Grameen America believes in developing and maintaining a culture of savings among its borrowers. For this reason, each borrower must take part in Grameen America's basic saving program and the credit builders program in order to obtain a basic loan. Each member saves $2 for every meeting they attend for 5 meetings for a total of $10, thereby building a habit of savings. Borrowers use their Grameen America starter loan for new business opportunities. Some key businesses for Grameen America borrowers include salon products and services, clothing and jewelry, and baked goods, cooking, and street vendor sales. Please note that 100% of Grameen America's borrowers have been women. Grameen America's first branch, located in Jackson Heights, Queens, New York, opened in January 2008. The company has since expanded to a total of 20 branches in the Northeast, West, and Central and Southeast parts of the country. On September 30th, 2010, UMES closed on a $500,000 unsecured loan and $125,000 restricted grant to Grameen America as a pilot program to help the organization begin its lending platform in Upper Manhattan, initially concentrating in Washington Heights. In that initial pilot program, Grameen served 610 borrowers, creating or sustaining approximately 628 jobs. That loan was repaid in June 2012. In that same month, June 2012, UMES closed on a $3 million unsecured loan and a $325,000 restricted grant to Grameen America to help expand the platform in Upper Manhattan and to serve Washington Heights micro-entrepreneurs. That loan has served 5,769 borrowers and created or sustained approximately 5,942 jobs. The $325,000 grant was used to cover program-related expenses to expand the program in Upper Manhattan. That $3 million loan matures in June 2019, and has a 1% coupon. The new loan we're asking for approval today has a 5-year loan, a 5-year term, and pays 3.25% interest. UMES will partner with community-based organizations to roll out the program. Washington Heights Chamber of Commerce in Washington Heights and Union Settlement Association in East Harlem. UMES recommends the approval of this $4 million term loan and $115,000 grant to support the Washington Heights and East Harlem growth initiatives. $3 million of the $4 million will be used to recapitalize the Washington Heights loan and $1 million to create a new program in East Harlem. If you have any questions, I can answer.
I have a couple. You may have said this. What's the default rate of the loans that have been given to date? Do you know offhand?
It's less than 1%. And I think that's principally because their borrowers are 100% women. So
Thank you for recognizing that.
I will add to that Grameen's a big partner for the city's Women Entrepreneurs Program. Over 6,000 people have gone through the program. Many of them are Grameen clients. So it's a fantastic organization.
And what's the typical, do you have sort of an average of each loan? What's the typical amount?
The loans range from $500 to $1,000, and as members reapply, they can increase that amount.
Any other questions from directors? Any questions from the clamoring public? Okay, do I hear a motion to
So moved.
approve the loan? Second?
second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, we had another item on marketing. We're going to defer that to the January meeting and hopefully get a presentation about some of the marketing work you guys have done to date to just sort of better understand the marketing campaign. And we will now move on to the Bronx Overall Economic Development Corp presentation.
Yes. Hello, good morning, everyone. My name is Michael Nixon. I'm Credit Analyst and Business Development Officer for Bronx Overall Economic Development Corporation. And I'm coming before the board today to request funds of $595,000 for a bridge renovation loan for Bronx Create Space. Back in July, this board approved a request for $350,000, and it was stated at that time that the borrower, Bronx Create Space, which is creating a space for users and makers, had received a $595,000 grant as part of the downtown revitalization initiative that was spurred by Empire State Development. It later became known that the grant was not available to the grantee until all of the monies had been expended, and then the borrower or the grantee would then be reimbursed for the amount. Because the borrower or the grantee, and in our case borrower, does not have that amount of money to be able to get the facility up and running, he has requested to us, and we're requesting to the board, that we issue a bridge renovation loan for a term of 9 months, with the possibility of a 9-month renewal if there are any construction issues that cause delays. This would be a 6% interest loan, interest only for the first for the 9 months, and then the final payment would be the principal and last payment of interest. So this is what we're requesting from the board. The general project's been approved, and I'll just step back and ask if the board has any questions.
Any questions for Michael?
I just want to add to that we've also requested authorization for this amount because we were asked by the state to facilitate this bridge loan to this grantee, and we're delighted to do that since we're excited and committed to the project.
Any other questions or comments? Any questions or comments from the public? Okay, do we have a motion to pass?
Motion.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
No, I'm sorry.
Aye. I've got a second.
Ah, that's true.
No, okay.
I'm from the Bronx.
We encourages it.
Thank you.
You got people in Harlem too.
Yeah,
You know that, right?
we got
Really good
friends.
project,
You know, right?
everybody's excited. Okay, all in favor?
Mentioned the arts, and he just.
Yeah, exactly.
What's a river when it's about art? Right.
Okay, any opposed? No? Motion passes. And our last item for today, Duncan Still will present the BOEDC administrative budget for FY 2019.
Okay. My name is Duncan Still. I'm the Chief Financial Officer for the Bronx Overall Economic Development Corporation. I'm here to present the 2018-19 budget for approval. We're asking for $640,195. This represents a 28% increase over last year, driven essentially by staff costs due to filling vacancies and a small COLA. Any questions?
Any questions? Does everyone have the budget in front of them? It's basically pretty much the same as last year, with the exception of some additional staff.
Yeah, there's actually some savings
Funding.
a little bit of savings on operating costs, but
Great.
essentially the same.
And can you just explain the difference in the staff?
The main vacancy is the Empire Zone Director, and that wasn't filled at all last year.
But it will be filled in the first quarter.
So that's the majority of
and
that
an accounting.
additional.
We had an accounting vacancy as well.
Okay. Any-
Plus I wasn't there all of last year, so three different people.
Let's make sure he gets paid.
Yeah. Okay.
Smart guy.
Thank you.
Any other questions or comments from the directors? Any questions, comments from the public? Okay, do I hear a motion to approve?
Motion.
And I don't second.
With his monies, I
All
He's
in-
sitting on his hands
All
on
in
that
favor? Any opposed?
one. Aye.
Okay, the budget is approved. I believe that that's our last item for the day, so all we have to do is have a motion
So moved.
to adjourn. Second? Everyone can second that.
Yes.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
We are officially adjourned. Merry Christmas, happy holidays, everyone.
Happy holidays to all.
Excellent, thank you.
How you doing?